Thankfully, AEW All In is all over. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. And after over 4 hours, AEW's first venture into Europe, into the UK, into London is done. 4 hours and 15 minutes of AEW All Elite Wrestling action, and we're going to review it all, starting with the opening match that actually contained the real World Championship. And I know that's just a little name, that's just a little term that they're using to call this CM Punk, referring to the fact he never lost. But to me, CM Punk does legit feel like the draw. He feels like the main man on AEW, and I've got a feeling this match should have actually been the real World Championship main event match.
Yes, it should have been. And CM Punk and Joe kicking off the show. CM Punk is by far the biggest star that they've got. I know he got booed, right? But that's just because the fans are, obviously in love with the Elite. But for me, how is this match kicking off the show? I actually cannot understand this or grasp it.
Well, they do say, like, if you ain't going to main event, you're better off kicking off the show.
I disagree.
But I don't really like that. I think when you looked at the most successful pay-per-views, they've kind of built up. The more important matches happen later in the card. I'm not a big fan of sticking a good match on first, but that's what they've done here with a real World Championship match, and it was pretty good. CM Punk versus Joe, going all at it here for the title. We've seen CM Punk pay homage to Terry Funk. He went for the step over toe hold there in favour of the Funkster. We then seen Punk hit a massive Pepsi plunge off the top rope to get the 1-2-3. Been a while since we've seen Punk pull out the Pepsi plunge. I don't even know if he's done it in AEW before.
I don't think he has, but you know what? It was a good ending to the match.
And CM Punk beats Joe. He puts this rivalry with Joe to an end. And I wonder what is next for CM Punk. Now, you've got to keep in consideration that he does wrestle on Collision, so you don't have the full AEW roster to choose from, because you've got like Team Elite that are on Wednesday nights, and you've got Punk and whoever doesn't hate Punk on Saturday nights. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see who Punk's new opponent is going to be. Is he actually going to be awarded a World Championship, or is he just going to carry around this belt and keep calling it the real World Championship? Because I think this real World Championship belt, I think him carrying that around short term works, but realistically that's not something they can do for 6 months, a year, 2 years down the line.
It's not, but if you look at AEW, I mean, these interim belts people have held, that's been on for months, so I wouldn't genuinely be surprised if they did do this for months. I mean, this should end though with Punk against the champ, whoever it is, whether it be MJF or someone else. It has to.
Too many belts in AEW. I don't know if they need 2 world champions, or could they do something similar. But they can't even do something similar to the brand split, because then what if someone that doesn't like Punk wins the belt? How can they appear on both shows? It's just a fucking mess. Tony Khan needs to get everybody together and be like, look, I'm the owner here. Either yous work together or yous fuck off.
It really is that simple. And it's not going to happen with Tony Khan in charge. But Tony Khan made it official, damn it.
Anyway, decent wee match there. Up next, we got match number 2, and it was Bullet Club Gold versus Golden Elite. What is it with these terrible fucking names?
Second worst match of the night for me.
Why do they have Bullet Club Gold and Golden Elite?
What's the use of gold? Golden, man, none of them are golden, man. They're all bronze. Shite.
Just a throwaway 6-man tag match. Too many 6-man tag matches. Too many multi-man matches. I don't know why they have a 6-man tag match on the show when they've got the trios titles being defended later anyway. What this spells to me is it's Tony Khan doing quantity over quality. He wants to get everybody he possibly can involved in the show. Sometimes less is more.
See, if Jay White, Kenny Omega, right, are that big of stars, can they not have a single match alone against each other and pull it off? Or do we have to just throw a bunch of other jobbers in here?
It's just Tony Khan wants everybody on the show, really.
Yeah, a bunch of Japanese guys.
Speaking of Japanese guys, take a shit, I got the win. Roll up Omega, 1-2-3, Kenny Omega, the big deal. Yet he's playing in a throwaway 6-man tag match and taking the pin for a roll up.
Aye, man, this was awesome. I disagree. I thought the ending was. It actually looked like a botch. It looked like it ended too quickly and everyone's looking around not knowing what to do. Don Callis going, then they're trying to play it off in commentary like, oh, Don Callis had a part to play in that. How the fuck did he? It was a roll up.
Yeah, Don Callis just sat there, didn't really do anything. Then we got the AEW World Tag Team Championship match, FTR versus the Young Bucks. I mean, it was alright, but the problem is FTR's had much better matches with Bullet Club Gold. over the past month, and they were not saved for pay-per-views. They just happened on Collision.
See that match that was an hour long? Why not save that for the pay-per-view? Now, I would not have preferred that for my sanity, but why would you dedicate like an hour and like a 66-minute match to Coalition and not save that for the big show at Wembley?
Yeah, I don't know. They hit the BT trigger to cash, but he kicked it at 2.99. Then got the Meltzer driver in there. Big rig to Nick. 1, 2, 3. FTR retain. After the match, they offered handshakes, but Young Bucks didn't want any handshakes. All they wanted was titles, and they walked out without shaking the hands of FTR. I mean, it was an okay match, but definitely seen much better tag team matches featuring FTR over the past month or two. So.
At least Cash Wheeler got out of the country, though.
At least he got into the country.
That's what I meant. America. Into the United Kingdom.
Should he have been allowed, though? I wouldn't be surprised if Tony Khan fucking paid like a £200 million bond.
But the fact that happened a month ago and nothing really got made of it, I don't think it seems that serious, whatever happened.
We'll see. Anyway, match number 4, Stadium Stampede. It was the Blackpool Combat Club with Santana and Ortiz taking on Kingston, Best Friends, Orange Cassidy and Penta. This is just a shite show of a match.
Yeah, like, I mean, you've got a hardcore match, so to speak, but it's just, I mean, chicken skewers.
I don't like the chicken skewer spot, and what also I didn't like during this match is they kept using the multi-camera. I think the multi-camera is just, it turns me off the match. If these guys can work, then you can have a 10-man match where people just sell and take time out. The fact they've got multi-cameras all the time showing you what's happening backstage and then showing you... First of all, you can't concentrate with 2 cameras. It's impossible. And then that just makes you think, okay, well, unless they bring up the second camera, anything that's happening on the other side of the arena mustn't be worthy of seeing. It must be pointless. So the entire fight, you've got shit happening on the other side of the arena, but they only show it a couple of times on the multicam. So to me, that's just burying what's happening.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. And for me, the best thing for to happen in these sort of matches is people sell, and then it brings other people into play. And but they
seeing the Rumble when Austin was chasing McMahon backstage and the corporation ambushed him, did they have a multicam?
No.
No, the focus was on Austin because that was fucking important, and they had nothing really happening in the ring at the time. That's the best way to do it, man. See, when they have this multicam and there's only sound on one, and the commentators are trying to describe what's happening on both screens, it's an absolute mess.
No, it really is.
Anyway, as for a hardcore match, it was more of a tribute to Terry Funk than that garbage you've seen on SmackDown. I don't know why Orange Cassidy won those, seriously, and I don't know why Best Friends' mother came out in the fan offering fucking cookies and refreshments. What a joke. Supposed to believe this is a big, hardcore, extreme match, yet this woman's coming out in the fan. Oh, it's Sue! I mean, Sue? Who gives a shit if it's Sue?
No, but this is just what this caters to. It's the audience. They fucking love this. I think this is great.
How can we take Best Friends seriously? It's 2 guys that are either in their 40s or close to their 40s, and their gimmick is they get brought to the arena. They're picked up and brought to the arena by their mum. It's like, how can we cheer that?
Yeah, like back in the day, man, people wanted to grow up and be like Hulk Hogan, The Rock. Who wants to grow up? And
most people have that life. Most people currently have that life. That's like a child fucking life. Oh, I'll pick you up and take you to school, son. Like, why the fuck would you... It's like, this gimmick is for mentally mongoloids that can't grow up and become adults. It's like, it's a childlike mentality. I don't understand it. Anyway, Orange Cassidy wins with a punch. We had the spot in the end where Moxley and Eddie Kingston were both in the barbed wire table, and they were both stuck there. Kind of reminded me a little bit of ECW One Night Stand 2006. I don't know if that's what they were going for, but if so, then it was pretty cool because they paid respect to Terry Funk. I mean, I thought the match was a bit of a mess. I'll give them credit, I guess, for bleeding everywhere and doing hardcore shit, but I don't think it was a great match. So that's my opinion on that.
Yeah, the Stadium Stampede. They brought it into the game, but it's like a 30-man free-for-all. For me, that would have been... This whole Blackpool Combat Club needs to be scrapped, I think, an Eddie Kingston feud. Like, what Eddie Kingston coming out? You know, PTSD, fireworks, pouring gasoline over. Everything the guy touches turns to shite. And he needs to be let go with his big flabby beer belly.
Not very good, is he?
No, he's not. But Tell you what's not very good. Up next, we have got Hikaru Shida defending against Toni Storm, Saraya, and Dr. Britt Baker. This match was very sloppy, wasn't it?
Just a shite match with a shite winner. Saraya can't really go anymore, let's be honest. Every match she's had is garbage.
No, but she can't go and she's 30.
I know, but she did have years at the ring, like, so, I mean, I'll give her...
So Shawn Michaels around that age. He came back.
Well, that is the difference, isn't it? I mean, look at Shawn Michaels.
Man, he broke his back. Well, I guess she broke her neck.
Andy lost his smile.
Aye. Maybe she lost her smile.
Well, she lost her virginity, maybe.
Del Rio and co.
Aye, definitely did. Anyway, like, this match wasn't great. Saraya wins, gets the hometown pop or whatever. I laugh because Tony Khan was saying how he gave Shida the belt because last time her run was during the pandemic and he felt like it wasn't fair that she never got a proper go at it, and he wanted to give her a proper go, and then after like a month she loses the belt. So what was the fucking point?
Proper go.
I don't even think it's been a month since she had the belt. And what I don't get is the tease that Toni Storm and Surya were basically splitting up here. So, because Surya in the end turns on Toni Storm after Toni Storm attacked her family, she sprayed her in the face and then hit the nightcap for the 1-2-3, while Baker had Shida in the lockjaw. So Baker thought she'd won the match, but it turns out that it was Surya that won the match. But if they were going to have Surya and Toni Storm turn on each other, then why not just have Toni Storm still be the champ? Why did they have Shida beat Toni Storm for the champ? Would it not just played into the whole...
It would have mattered more, wouldn't it?
It would have played... Yeah, and then it's almost like Toni Storm in the match was like wanting Surya to help her win it back. That would have made more sense if Toni Storm was a champ and she wanted Surya's help.
Yeah.
Why was Surya supposed to help Toni Storm when she's not the champ?
In London, in our hometown. Well, country.
Very, very disappointing. And look, people can say the AEW's women's division is good.
Not one of these four could work. I'm sorry. That's just the reality of it.
And the thing is, I mean, why was there only one women's match on the night if women are that good? It's quite clear Tony Khan doesn't give a shit about the women's division. Yeah. And I'm not going to say I blame him.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
I think he has to have one match on because he knows he'd get buried if he didn't. I mean, I think if it was up to Tony Khan, he'd fucking have no women's matches on. And he'd just have all his wee indie Japanese guys.
Well, put it this way, like if Saraya, I mean, this match probably still happens without her, but the fact that she's from there and out that stadium, that obviously helps this match getting put on this card, or else it could have been on the fucking pre-show.
Yeah, we had a few legends this week entering coffins, and we got another one tonight, although it wasn't a legend. Swerve Strickland entered the coffin. I think it was maybe a bit distasteful to have this coffin match, although I don't expect them to change it just because of what happened to Bray Wyatt and Terry Funk. But there's been a lot of like dead and burying and coffin references on AEW the past 24 hours.
Did they pay respect to Bray Wyatt, or was it just Funk?
Paid respect to both, but the timing's a little bit poor.
No, but what have they said about Bray Wyatt? Did they say anything? Like, was there?
No, it just has like a wee image, rest in peace.
No, that's fair.
In memory of. No. And then Punk came out with signs for Terry Funk, and he's been doing Terry Funk's moves, so... I mean, I remember when Macho Man died, he stole his elbow drop, so maybe he'll start stealing Terry Funk's moves more regularly.
CM Punk.
I don't think Terry Funk would have got beat up by Mike Jackson. I don't think he would have let a racist beat him up.
Terry Funk's last match was in 2017. Fun fact.
For me, so he was wrestling when he was 74. That's absolutely mad. Anyway, Darby Allin and Sting win. Again, is this a tag match that we really needed? Did we really need this? I'd rather see Sting go one-on-one with someone.
There's just far too many multi-man matches, man.
Sting versus Christian for the TNT Championship. That would have fucking done it for me.
Career versus title.
Because the feud is essentially Darby Allin and Swerve Strickland. But then they kind of just threw Christian in there over the past week. I would have just had Sting versus Christian. Sting can still move. He can still go.
No, but let's be real, right? Sting might not be wrestling by the next one. But how big would it be, like... First time they've did it, massive arena like this, and Sting's career's on the line. That's a fucking selling point. Not a throwaway tag match.
It doesn't matter who wins or loses at the end of the day.
No.
But anyway, Sting and Darby Allin win. Then we got Chris Jericho versus Will Ospreay.
I walked out the room because he kicked out of the Storm driver.
Stormbreaker, actually.
Stormbreaker.
Oh, fuck Will Ospreay, guy's a bum. I'm not going to waste any more time on him. He's a nobody. Yeah, sure, he's from the UK and he got a pop. Reality is, you ask any wrestling fan who Chris Jericho is, everybody knows. There's nobody out there who doesn't know Chris Jericho's name and is a fan of wrestling. Whereas you can ask the majority of people who Will Ospreay that watch wrestling, and a lot of them wouldn't know.
What happened to Grado Jeff Jarrett?
Pre-show maybe? I don't know. Or maybe it didn't happen.
I was going to say, like, I was actually one of the few matches I was looking forward to.
Anyway, Will Ospreay wins with the Stormbreaker, hits it first time, Jericho kicks out, then Jericho asks for another one, and he hits another one, he gets the 1, 2, 3. Don Callis was there, Jericho was the face, Ospreay was the heel, but because it was in Ospreay's hometown, they decided to switch it, and I think they turned Jericho heel. Jericho pushed away Sammy Guevara after the match, so...
Jericho's done. It's sad, but I think it's time to call it a day on your career, son.
Yeah, match number 8. Trios Championships. The House of Black versus the Acclaimed and Badass Billy Gunn. And surprisingly, it was Badass Billy Gunn with a win.
Bigger disgrace than Prince Andrew.
Yeah, I mean, so the Acclaimed come out with a rap. They take a dig at Prince Andrew, and they think they're edgy, but everybody in the UK takes a dig.
They took a dig at Meghan Markle as well, which I'm surprised about.
Yeah, a lot of the times I feel like the Acclaimed, although what I will say is that they do seem to take digs at left-wing and right-wing politicians at the same. They've bashed Biden a few times.
Prince Andrew's like... You'll struggle to find one person
There's a fan of Prince Andrew, like...
Yeah.
So that's not really edgy.
Because it's not like, you know... It's not like he's like a Tom Hanks who's been in a lot of good movies, but he's like, but he went to Epstein Island. But Toy Story was great. Prince Andrew, there's nothing like that. It's not like you'd be like, but he did this. I can forgive him for being a nonce.
Yeah,
man,
and a lot of people
don't work like that around here, buddy.
And a lot of people hate the Royals as it is.
Aye.
And he's just giving them another reason to.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what? His raps are all right. But not remember that time he did it against some he did it against the Guns and they fucking done him in.
Aye, the Guns beat him. Anyway, the match, Billy Gunn getting the win. Well, it wasn't really Billy Gunn getting the win. It was the mic drop for the Acclaimed, but still they get the victory. They get the trios titles. Billy Gunn gets some gold around his waist.
A lot of scissoring, pretty gay, but the gay shit we'll save for the main event. But no, I think it's nice to see Billy Gunn get a title before he goes, because he can't have long left, can he? No, he can't. But Nigel McGuinness, I believe, between these matches came out and said 81,000 world record in an arena.
If that's truly the world record, because I've seen a few screenshots showing it a lot of empty seats that were not on the hard cam. So
what's stopping Tony Khan, right, for buying like all the empty seats and just claiming they were bought?
Nothing really.
He's got all the money.
He does.
He's done it before. AEW will do it. They're all fucking dead, man.
He doesn't really need to buy the seats. He's buying the arena. The seats wouldn't really.
But what record's been broke here? Because I'm sure WWE's had more people in the arena than 81,000.
Yeah, they're saying 81,000 is the largest ever worldwide. I disagree with that. I'm pretty sure WrestleMania is, at least they've stated. One WrestleMania got like 104.
Something like that.
I'm pretty sure one WrestleMania got like 104,000. And I'm pretty sure in the current era, the most recent era, like let's say in the past couple of decades, I'm sure there's been WWE events with 80, 90,000.
What was the largest WrestleMania attendance? 101,000 at WrestleMania 32.
101,000. Yeah, so I don't know if WWE. I know WWE. They say WWE fudged the numbers. I'd be surprised if they added 20-odd thousand onto that.
Yeah, yeah, but
I'm not taking.
He's already adding people. But yeah, it's still good numbers.
Yeah, even if that's the number or legit, if it's not, it's a great number for AEW. But I highly doubt that is the best number of all time. And one last point about Billy Gunn is, yeah, he won the trio titles, and I'm sure he likes being part of the Acclaimed. But do you think, for a personal standpoint, it would have been nice for him to win these belts with his sons?
Yeah,
and I think that would have been a nicer moment.
Like, yeah, why does he not want to work with? Why is he not?
Well, I get it. Maybe his sons thought, we don't want to be in your shadow anymore, and he thought that was good for their career, that they could go out on their own, stand on their own 2 feet, and not be associated with Billy Gunn. I get that, but I just think maybe he could have won these trios titles with his sons, and maybe when they lost the belts, his sons could turn on him. That's what I would have personally done.
Yeah,
because Rey Mysterio spoke about how much winning the belts with Dominic meant to him.
I know,
and how much wrestling Dominic at WrestleMania meant to him.
Could imagine that.
Rey Mysterio said that winning the belts with Dominic's that's his best moment in wrestling.
Yeah.
And even though we don't have that personal feeling, so we'd look at that and go, that's not even in our top 25 top Rey Mysterio moments. From a Rey Mysterio standpoint, he's got that personal connection with his son, so I believe he's telling the truth. I don't think he's lying when he says that. I believe that Ray winning the tag belts with his son in 2022 or whenever, I believe for him that is a better moment than him winning a world title. And I think the same for Billy Gunn. I think Billy Gunn winning the trios belts with his two sons might have been the best moment in his career.
It probably would have been, but I don't know why they've not been doing that path, because Ray and Dominic, I mean, that's as shit as we can say. It wasn't like that great to us, but it still is a pretty mental moment in wrestling history that a father and son held the belts.
And I'm sure it meant a shitload to Rey Mysterio. Anyway, let's move on to the match. I mean, it's quite clear that Adam Cole means a shitload to MJF, so much that he doesn't really want to do anything to hurt Adam Cole, even if that means perhaps losing the match. So yeah, this was just very strange. Adam Cole was the one that was willing to do all the big moves. Adam Cole was the one willing to bend the rules and cheat to beat MJF. MJF, not only would he not cheat to beat Adam Cole, he wouldn't do any moves that he deemed to be too dangerous or he deemed that would hurt Adam Cole too much. He wouldn't do any moves on the outside. He wouldn't do any moves that could potentially injure Adam Cole. Yet whenever Adam Cole got a chance, he would take out MJF. We had Roderick Strong come out in the end and hit MJF with a low blow, and then Adam Cole took advantage of this. He took the shirt off, the better than you shirt, he threw it away, and he went and hit MJF with a boom. Hit him with the knees, the knee to the back of the head. And then he got a 1-2 and MJF kicked out. So for me, at that point, Adam Cole had already betrayed MJF. He was already willing to throw MJF under the bus in order to win this world championship. Just because he didn't take the chair and hit MJF with it, I still think he showed his true colours here.
No, yeah, he did. And you seen like the spots with the announce table, the chair thing, also the thing with Roderick Strong. But like, MJF didn't show one example of beginning to turn on Adam Cole. I was not a fan of this match. This is not main event worthy of anything, man. And like this, the same people, right, that buried like Cody Rhodes for going to WWE. It's like, I mean, I know as bad as the decision it was, in my opinion, for him not to beat Reigns. Just compare that match to this. This is a fucking clusterfuck. Oh no, you do it, no I do it. The whole chair pass. What the fuck is this? This is your biggest show ever's main event.
Yeah, they were playing hot potato with the chair.
Imagine Rock and Austin doing that at Maniac 7. Oh, we're two baby faces, so we're not going to hit each other.
Yeah, I mean,
like, I know they want to portray as best friends, but come on. I don't get this. I really don't. Like, I mean, look at Shawn Michaels and Triple H against Cena Triple Threat. Michaels fucking decked Triple H straight away.
Even though they were best friends, they're in DX, but when it came to the WWE title, that meant more than D-Generation X, and that meant more than the friendship, but no.
And MJF's the devil himself.
Yeah, I think
Satan would be rolling over in hell, man.
For me, MJF's undone all the good work that he's done over the past couple of years. Because remember, people would give him credit and saying he's the only true heel left in wrestling. Because remember, he was like, he wouldn't break kayfabe, and when he was like doing interviews outside and stuff, he'd be mean to kids in wheelchairs and shit like that. he would act like the devil. But we've seen over the last 3 months now that he's just become this soft guy that cares more about his friendship than the belt. Even when he wins the match with a roll up, when Adam Cole's not happy, MJF says, "Look, we've still got these tag titles." Adam Cole slaps the belts away from MJF. Then MJF says, "You never cared about me. It was all about this." And MJF throws the world title up and says, "If you want it, fucking take it." And it's like,
near greeting.
How can MJF just throw the belt at him like it's a bag of shit? This is the world title, and he's just.
Well, apparently it's not the real one though.
Well, true. Maybe if it was the real world title that CM Punk holds, they would have been fighting a bit more for it. But then Roderick Strong's still there. He wants him to hit him with the belt, but MJF is waiting for it. Adam Cole doesn't hit him with it, and then they turn around and they hug. So, I mean, whatever, they had the hug, but for me, there's definitely a line drawn in the sand here, and I think Adam Cole, if they get a rematch, I wouldn't be surprised if Adam Cole does betray MJF.
I see the line in the sand, down, 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 down.
Do we really want a rematch, though? That's the question, I don't know.
No, I don't. What's the next pay-per-view, man?
Now, according to Wrestle Headlines, this is what they had to say overall about the show. Final thoughts. Top to bottom, one of the best pro wrestling pay-per-views of all time. FTR Young Bucks delivered exactly what we expected. One of the best tag team matches of the year. The Adam Cole MJF storyline has been a roller coaster. The Stadium Stampede was pure insanity. So much good stuff on this show. Will Ospreay pinning Jericho clean in the middle of the ring. So much to work with. The only thing that threw me off was the House of Black losing the trios titles, but that's a minor complaint on otherwise a fantastic 4 hours of professional wrestling, and they gave this show a 9.25 out of 10. And I think calling this one of the best pro wrestling pay-per-views of all time is a fucking embarrassment. I don't know who you are and how much Tony Khan's paying you, but hopefully it's a lot to just give it such a shite opinion like that, because
they've sold their souls with that one. No, it's just not, man. I hate it. Like, you see all these people come up with these lists, and it's like their top 10 favourite matches or wrestlers, and it just includes shite. What made this special, right?
It was being in Wembley. That's what made it special.
That's it.
Now I'll get a 4 out of 10. I don't think it was bad.
I'll give it a 3.
I say I don't think it was. I don't think I've seen worse. I'll put it that way.
The main event just did nothing for me, man.
The main event had me on the edge of my seat. Well, not the edge of my seat, but it had me intrigued. It had me intrigued because I didn't know how it was going to go. But looking back at it, I think it's a bit pathetic.
No, the entire concept was pathetic. I like seeing Billy Gunn win a belt. Jericho performing, coming out singing was alright. I mean, I guess Saraya winning in Britain is a decent thing. I actually thought the Punk Duo match was probably one of the better matches of the night. But all the flippy dippy multi-man tag matches, man, just don't do fucking nothing for me. So it's a 3 out of 10.
I think you could have cut about 3 or 4 matches at this show, made it 3 hours, and it would have been a lot better.
For me, MJF and Adam Cole should have had their tag match on this, and you drop one of the other tag matches back.
Maybe they didn't want 2 world tag teams. I don't know. Look, guys, I don't care.
With 2 world title matches, mate.
3.5 out of 10. I don't know where this guy's getting a 9.25 out of 10. Maybe it's Meltzer's burner account. Who knows? But Fog Wrestling, we're giving it 3.5 out of 10. Catch you in the next one. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and peace.